Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to get started with our Shabbat service. I invite Vicky to please come up and light the Shabbat candles for us to begin our service.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvoto v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Yashkoach, Vicky, thank you so much. If you can please pass out those handouts, that would be great. I'm sure we're all aware of what had happened earlier this week on Wednesday evening with the terror attack against two staff members of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., outside of the Capitol Jewish Museum. A follower of the Free Palestine movement decided to take matters into his own hands and take two lives, unfortunately following the rhetoric of Hamas. And so, even though Shabbat is a time of joy, we are going to be maybe a little bit more subdued this Shabbat. Instead of doing Shalom Aleichem, this song, Achenu, which we passed out, and I'm sorry those who are online maybe don't have access to the words, but Achenu has become an anthem in regards to the war in Israel and in regards to freeing the hostages and trying to stop as much anti-Semitism as possible. So we'll begin our introductory prayer this evening with the words of Achenu. Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, hanetunim betzara, Betzara uvashivia haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, Achenu kol Beit Yisrael, hanetunim betzara, Betzara uvashivia haomdim ben bayam uven bayabasha. Hamakom Yerachem aleihem v'yotziem mitzara lirvacha umeafela leora umishibud ligeula hashta ba'agala uvizman kariv. Hamakom Yerachem aleihem v'yotziem mitzara lirvacha umeafela leora umishibud ligeula hashta ba'agala uvizman kariv. Our brothers, the whole house of Israel, who are in distress and captivity, who wander over sea and over land, may God have mercy on them and bring them from distress to comfort, from darkness to light, from slavery to redemption, now, swiftly, and soon. And let us say, Amen. Amen. We'll now go into the Siddur, and we'll turn to page 11, and we'll begin Kabbalat Shabbat with Psalm 95, Lechu Neranena, at the top of the page. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariya litzur ishenu, nekadema fanav betoda, bizmirot nariya lo. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariya litzur Ishenu nekadma fanav betoda bizmirot narialo. Let the sea and all that is in it roar, the earth and all who inhabit it thunder. Let rivers clap hands while mountains sing in harmony, greeting Adonai who comes to judge the earth, judging the world with justice and the nations with truth. We will turn to page 18 and we'll continue with Zamrul Adonai Bechinor. It's a little bit more of a laid back Shabbat song, Shabbat prayer, which is 3 verses from the top of the page. Again, 3 verses from the top of the page 18. Zamerul Adonai Bechinor, Bechinor v'kol zimra, Bachatzot rot v'kol shofar, Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, Hiram hayamum lo'o, Tevel ve'yosheveva, Neharot imcha uchaf, Yachad harim yiranenu, Lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz, Yishpot tevel betzedek, Ve'amim b'mei sharim, Hiram hayamum lo'o, Tevel ve'yosheveva, Neharot imcha uchaf, Yachad harim yiranenu. Let's now turn ahead to page 23. We'll continue with Lachadodi. We are still in the Omer period, the period between Passover and Shavuot. We are approaching the end of that period. And so because we are still within the Omer, we will do the Omer melody for Lachadodi. We'll do the first 2 stanzas on 23, the middle stanza on 24, and the final stanza on 25, during which we'll then all rise and face the entrance. Page 23. Lechadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lechadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Shamor vezachor bedibur echad, Ishmianu el ameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shem u'l'tiferet v'li tehila, Lechadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lechadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Likrat Shabbat lefu v'nelcha, Ki mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machashava techila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, Ki va'orech kumiori, Uri, shir daberi, Kevod Adonai alayich nigalam, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom materet bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, Bnai Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, Bnai Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. We've lit the candles, we've sung Lecha Dodi, which means that for us, Shabbat has now officially begun. Therefore, we'll continue with Tzadik HaTamar on page 28 in the middle of the page. Tzadik HaTamar yiferach ke'erez balvanon yisket shetulim beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Or Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Verananim Yiyu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tsuri, tsuri, velo avalatabo. Earlier this week, this whole past week, I got back last night. I was in New Jersey for the Cantors Assembly annual convention, the annual conference. There was 175 of us, and we all sang in a big concert on Wednesday night, the same night as the murders in D.C., as a big choir of 175 of us. We had a very famous Jewish conductor come in to conduct us, but he didn't do the rehearsals. He did just the performance. I conducted the rehearsals, or at least part of them. Thank you. And one of the pieces that we did is actually the full original composition, which is written for piano, cantor, and choir, and other soloists, of Avinu Shabbat, the prayer for the state of Israel. The tune that we do normally, which has become a congregational tune, was written by cantor Saul Zim, who is a very well-known cantor throughout the world. Saul is 86 years old, and he is still working. He's not going to retire until next year. And he has been at his congregation in Hollis Hills, New York, for over 40 years as the senior cantor there. And he sang the cantorial solo part of Avinu Shabbat Shamayim in the concert. I was maybe 6 feet away from him as he was doing that. So continuing to use Saul's tune, as we always do, we'll continue now with the prayer for the state of Israel, 178 at the top. We're not going to sing the whole thing like I just did a few days ago, but we'll do the beginning and then we'll read it together in English. Top of the page. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael V'Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael V'Goalo. Barech, Barech, et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Smichat Geulateinu, Hagen Aleha, Bevrat Chastecha, Uferos Aleha, Sukat Shelomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael V'Goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Sur Yisrael V'go Alo. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel, that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. And now a prayer for the hostages. May the Holy One who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, send complete rescue and return to the hostages still held in captivity since October 7th. Strengthen their spirit and bring them our prayers that they may be protected from all harm. May you guide the hand of our enemies to return them in wholeness of body and spirit. Grant strength and courage to the Israeli Defense Forces that they may secure the freedom and security of those in captivity. Grant strength of spirit to all our brothers and sisters, the people of Israel, to remain united and strong in the face of hatred and bigotry. Bring them home now, and let us say, Amen. Amen. We'll now turn back a few pages and continue with the Mishaberach prayer for those who are ill. If you have a name you would like to add this evening, please go ahead and rise in your place, and after we read through the names on our list, you'll be able to say the name out loud. And of course, if you are online and want to add a name, you can unmute at that time as well. We'll begin with the Debbie Friedman Mishaberach, top left-hand corner of page 173. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Leah bat Sarah, Tal ben Sarah, Yaakov Achana bat Rivka Simcha, Shena Rezel bat Sima, Freda bat Gittel, Moshe Laila bat Yovel Sarah, Adam Chaim ben Sarah, Joanne Finston, Yehudit bat Yeta, Ernest Edinger, Yisrael ben Ita, Craig Cohen, Moshe ben Maralea, Fred Resnick, Ephraim Shlomo ben Sarah, Don Satz, David ben Leah, Esther Tenenbaum, Diane Chodorow, Rachel Langer, Jack Azuz, Andrea Kotke, Jennifer Brown Lerner, Eva Karras, Ken Gasser, Harvey Kolchin, Jennifer Hayden, Julia Damaro, Doreen Klosky, Francis Gilston, Elva Pineda, Judy Pitkovsky, Nancy Levick, Killian Parker, Tanya Boberick, Marion Camerlingo, Gary Guto, John Habing, Myrna Kivitz Robinson, Kevin Robinson, Melissa Lawrence, Wade Gilston, Dave Kukias, Dan Faith, Nancy Rummage, Lee Gershon, and Andy Edwards.
Terry Lucanic, Steve Lucanic, Rob Lucanic, Patty Watts.
Thank you. Any others? Okay, and is there anyone online who would like to add a name? Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all find the healing that they so need and so deserve. We'll continue now with the Marif service on page 39A with the Baruch Hu at the top of the page. Please rise, page 39A. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed. Mavorach Ve'olam Va'ed. You may be seated. We'll continue on the English side of 39a in the middle. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'mavir yom u'mevi laila, u'mavdil ben yom u'vein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamim lo chalenu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari v'aravim. We'll continue with Ahavat Olam, page 40. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amacha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shochveinu u'v'kumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha, le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, yomam v'layla, ve'avatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim, baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavecha, ubechol nafshecha, ubechol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele, Asher Anochi Metzavecha Hayom Al Levavecha Veshinantam Levanecha Veribarta Bam Veshivtecha Beveitecha Uvelechtecha Vaderech Uveshochbecha Uvekumecha Ukshartam Leot Al Yadecha Vehayu Letotafot Beinenecha Uchtavtam Al mezuzot beitecha uvi sharecha. V'haya im mishmat shishmat b'tzotaya. Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kedoshim Elohechem, Ani Adonai Elohechem, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem, Emet, top of 43a. Emet ve'emuna kozot v'kayam aleinu, ki hu Adonai Eloheinu, ve'ein zulato, v'anachnu Yisrael, Amo. God brought Israel from its midst to lasting freedom and led them through the divided water of the Sea of Reeds. As their pursuers and enemies drowned in the depths, God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you. We'll continue with Mi Chamocha, top of page 44. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele. Malchutecha ra'u v'anecha bo ki hayam lifnei Moshe, ze'eli anu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch be'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל Yisrael. We'll continue with Hashkivenu, the nighttime prayer for peace, top of page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom. V'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, uferos aleinu sukat shalomecha, v'takenenu beitzah tova milefanecha, V'hoshienu lema'an shemecha. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Uferos aleinu sukat shelomecha, Baruch atah Adonai ha-pores sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. Please rise for Vishamru and Chatzi Kaddish, top of page 46. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, ledorotam berit olam, ahin beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz, uvayom ha'shevi'im shavat va'inafash, Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei rabav, Be'almadi v'rakirute v'amlik malchute v'chayechonu v'yomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman karim v'imeru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevorach Le'alam u'le'alamei almaya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei d'Kodesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imeru Amen. We'll continue now with the silent private Amidah that begins on page 47 and concludes on page 52. If you are still reciting the Amidah, please continue. We'll now turn to page 54 and continue with the full Kaddish in the middle of the page. Yitkadal v'yitkadash merabah be'almadi v'rakirute v'amlik malchute b'chayechonu v'yomechonu v'chay dechol beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kari v'imeru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabba Mevorach le'alam u'le'alamei almaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitlei v'yitalal Shmei d'Kodesha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imeru Amen. Titkabal salotahon v'atahon d'chol Yisrael kodam avhon v'yishmaya v'imeru Amen. Yehi Shlom Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim alinu v'al Yisrael v'imeru Amen. Ose shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. We'll now continue with the Shabbat evening Kiddush, page 55. Savri Maran V'Rabaran V'Rabotai, Baruch Atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava u'ratzon inchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'ei kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inachalotanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat. L'chaim. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon ha'kol, l'ateit gedula le'otzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo samach Elokeinu kahem, לגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד, על כן קבל לך אדוני אלוהינו. כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני מלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו We will now take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, remember the yurtzites of Arkady Mayakovsky, Bernard Reiter, Charles Robinson, Edia Alpas, Harry Hinden, Jack Kleinfeld, Ken Haynes, Leah Satz, Minnie Cooper, Pauline Morantz, Samuel Labovich, Shirley Heller, and Sidney Matz. And of course, we also remember and mourn the loss of the two victims from the anti-Semitic terror attack in Washington, D.C. on Wednesday evening. May their memories and may all of their memories be for goodness and for a blessing. I would like to ask everyone to please rise and recite Mourner's Kaddish together. Page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divara kirutei ve'amlich malchutei, ve'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bin romav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. In a few moments, we will conclude with Adon Olam. And then we have an oneg out in the lobby for everyone. But before then, we have a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. It's so great to see everybody. Tomorrow's services start at 9:30. Sunday, May 25th, we're having a special Yiddish, Our Stories to Tell. It's 12 p.m. We would like you to RSVP. And Monday, the 26th, very special Minyan, 8 a.m., the Minyan Jubilee celebration. It's here in the chapel and in the social hall. And we would like you to RSVP for that as well. June 2nd, Monday, is Shavuot services, 9:30. That evening at 6 p.m., the men's club is doing the first ever Shavuot barbecue, beer, live klezmer band dancing, and we would like you to RSVP. June 2nd, right after that, is Tikkun Lao, is that how you say that? Lel. At 7 p.m., a study for that. And the next day, Tuesday, June 3rd, is a Shavuot service, 9:30, and we're going to be saying Yitzhar, please help us to have a minyan. Sunday, June 8th, is the Sisterhood Ice Cream Social. It's free, 2 o'clock. Please, everybody show up. It would be good to RSVP to me. And Run for Their Lives every Sunday at the JCC, 12:30, around the side until all the hostages are released. They say a little bio, a prayer, and they walk around to support the hostages. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Vicky. Just a couple of notes about Shavuot. So first, two things in regards to the barbecue and the Tikkun Leil is that, yes, we're going to have the klezmer band. It's Beth Cohen and her klezmer band will be coming to participate with us. And I believe, Vicky, you're one of the sponsors of that. So thank you very much, you and Sharon Levine as well. And they will be playing in kind of two different sections, if you will. They will first play very lightly background music during the meal, and then they will also then doing more of their explanation of the songs and the dancing as part of the Tikkun Leil that will be after the meal. They will be doing kind of the first class, so to say, of klezmer music, and dancing and stuff like that. And then following that, I will be doing a session as well on Jewish music. The exact topic is still kind of up in the air, but it will most likely be similar to what I actually did at the Canners Assembly, kind of talking about how to reinvent and balance the old styles with the new styles and how that relates to us here at Bnai Israel. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we are very much aware that we are doing a barbecue meat meal on Shavuot. We get it. The custom of having dairy is originally a German Ashkenazic custom that kind of took the world by storm, but it's mostly Ashkenazic. The Sephardic custom is to have meat. In fact, the Talmud says that on all of the festivals we are to have meat, as it's considered a joyous thing to celebrate the festivals, to eat meat. But if you do want to have dairy, we are still going to have dairy on Shavuot, not in the same meal. Don't worry. It'll be on the mornings after services on Monday morning and Tuesday morning of Shavuot. We will have dairy lunches or dairy kiddushes after the service. So if you do want to have dairy on Shavuot with us, please come to the services in the morning. We will need help making a minyan anyway, and stay for the dairy kiddush after. Yes.
Monday morning at 9:30.
9:30. Yes. Right. Okay. Jimmy, did I get everything with that? Yes. Good. Okay. All right. With that, let's conclude with Adon Olam on page 211. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'et Ma'asa V'chefso Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Ve'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'u Haya Ve'u Hoveh והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשיל לו להחמירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, בצור חבלי בעת צרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, בידו אפקיד רוחי, בעת אישן ועירה, ואם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. Shabbat Shalom. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Please join us in the lobby for the Oneg. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. Good Shabbos.